What's up guys, Roman from RNS Entertainment, here with another edition of Comic History, where I go over the iconic origins and storylines for all sorts of comic book characters. In this video, I'm going to be going over one of the newest symbiote characters, a female protege to Agent Venom known as Mania, who appears during the last run of the solo Agent Venom series. At this point, Agent Venom has gone through a lot, between losing his father, living a double life as a government agent wearing the Venom symbiote, fighting the Savage Six, and going up against the forces of Hell itself in the Circle of Four, along with becoming increasingly bonded with the symbiote despite having been told that it no longer has a will of its own, joining the Secret Avengers, and trying to come to terms with his past while the symbiote starts taking his body for test drives around the city while he sleeps, similar to what it did with Peter Parker when he first found the suit, which I go over in my Origin of Venom video. With all of this going on, Flash Thompson needs to get away for a while. He decides to move away and find a new city to start over in, keeping in touch with the Avengers but otherwise trying to make a new life for himself. He's drawn to Philadelphia when his contact / maybe friend and ally Katie Kiernan is captured by the UFOs, a group of villains who have been amassing technology and testing it on innocent people. While rescuing Katie and fighting the UFOs, Flash is taken over by another personality, but he doesn't know whether it's the Venom symbiote or the demon that has been forced to possess him after coming in conflict with Damon Hellstrom, the son of Satan. I'll cover all of Flash's storyline with Hellstrom and the Circle of Four and all of that in another video, but basically what you need to know in terms of Mania and her origin is that the symbiote is marked to be a possible successor to Hell. A number of different beings on Earth have been chosen to bear the Hell marks, and when the time comes, the most worthy will become a sort of demon lord. So Flash moves to Philadelphia, seeing an opportunity to become a hero and finding and cleaning up the remainder of the high-tech weaponry left behind by the UFOs, along with generally being an anti-hero and attempting to make a new life for himself, having earned enough trust from the Avengers to allow him to self-medicate to keep the symbiote under control, although Flash avoids the drugs as much as possible, with it becoming more apparent over time that the symbiote is resurfacing. During his move into his new apartment, he meets one of his neighbors, Andrea Benton, a high schooler at West Philly High, where Flash has gotten a job as a gym teacher. Andy finds Flash bloody, bruised, and without his wheelchair on a rooftop one night after being badly beaten by Eddie Brock, who against his will had recently been bonded to the Toxin symbiote, which by the way is an awesome storyline and will be covered in my Toxin Reborn comic history video coming out soon. This is the first time Andy would get clues to Flash's secret life as Venom, and he tries to keep her away from him to keep her safe, knowing that anyone who gets too close to him is in danger, but she continues to get hints that Flash may be more than he appears. When both Flash and Eddie are attacked at the school by tech-mutated humans called the Symbiote Slayers, Flash locks her and the other students away before teaming up with Toxin in a huge brawl, which again is just awesome. Flash continues to get to know Andy, trying to convince her to participate in class while watching the stereotypical high school bully remind him of exactly how he used to be. Angered by how much the bully reminds him of his younger self, Flash unintentionally uses the Venom symbiote to bash him with a dodgeball, and Andy sees everything with a big grin on her face showing that she had put it all together. Meanwhile, Agent Venom has been hunting down a crime boss named Lord Ogre, who has created a cult-like following and become involved with drug production and human trafficking, and also hires a number of B and C list supervillains to hunt down Agent Venom. This attracts the attention of Flash's most personal enemy, Jack-O-Lantern, a murderous psychopath obsessed with Flash and getting vengeance on him for the death of his former boss, Crime Master. We also get a look into Andy's home life. She lives with a well-intentioned but simple father and asks him for advice on whether or not to try to talk to Flash about his secret, without revealing what or who she's really talking about. Although Flash has been worrying about what Andy might do with the information, she genuinely wants to be there for him and help if she can. She goes to talk to Flash but comes face to face with Jack, who has been waiting in Flash's apartment and is chomping at the bit to hurt someone he cares about, to send a message to his old rival and cause him any pain he can. Jack and his demented weapons chase Andy back to her apartment, talking about slicing her into pieces for Flash to find, when Venom bursts in a rage, saying that he's gonna put Jack down once and for all, but is unable to stop him from killing Andy's father with a scythe, further enraging Venom as they square off amidst the flames of Andy's life burning down around her. Wanting Flash to suffer as much as possible, Jack throws a canister of poison gas at Andy, and willing to do whatever it takes to save her, he throws out the symbiote to her, knowing that if he can extend a part of the Venom symbiote to her, it can filter out the poison. But unexpectedly, Andy is consumed by what appears to be a complete symbiote, bonding instantly with it and covered in spikes as the symbiote grows around her, forming Mania out of seemingly nowhere. At this point, Flash has no idea how any of this is happening, and is reminded of how little he really understands the symbiote, as unlike Eddie Brock and Gargan, up to this point it's never spoken directly to him, seemingly devoid of personality because of the drugs, but as we've seen over and over, it's still in there. It wouldn't be figured out until later, but the symbiote that attached itself to Mania was actually the clone of the Venom symbiote from the Venom 2003 series, which after bonding with Wolverine and others as a host, was absorbed by the real Venom symbiote and never heard from again, until now. So now Mania, with her own symbiote clone of Venom, turns her sights on Jack to murder him for killing her father, all teeth and claws and rage, but Agent Venom doesn't want to let her turn down that path and tries to hold her back so that he can kill Jack himself. But the pumpkin crumbles off of who they thought was Jack-o'-lantern, revealing it to be a man who Jack had hypnotized and mind-controlled into carrying on his personality and claiming revenge on Flash Thompson. And unable to make a decision on what to do, Flash allows the false Jack-o'-lantern to escape while Mania still wants to kill him, with Flash quickly realizing that for all intents and purposes, this guy is Jack-o'-lantern now, and will continue to drop bodies until Agent Venom can hunt him down. Venom and Mania burst into the night, but stop at a rooftop with Flash still struggling with what to do, but deciding to try and recall the symbiote from Andy to keep her safe. But like I said before, this is not a fragment of the Venom symbiote like Flash thinks it is. It's actually the complete clone symbiote from the 2003 Venom series, now purged and separated from the original, which Flash still has control of. Noting that Mania is a natural with her symbiote having attained mastery over its abilities in a matter of minutes, Flash follows Mania, who is quickly attacked by the supervillains hired by the Ogre to kill Venom, saying that Venom's sidekick is the next best thing. After Flash joins the battle, Mania impales one of the villains before he can attack Venom, and Flash thinks to himself that she's high off the symbiote's power, fueling her rage and cementing their bond as she walks up to the fake Jack-o'-lantern, ready to avenge her father and kill him once and for all. Andy begins to smother Jack to death with the symbiote, and Flash tells her not to go down this path, that if she does she'll truly be alone, and that he can help her figure out everything if she makes the right choice, and Mania withdraws her attack, leaving the criminals webbed up for the police and swinging into the night with Venom. Days later, Andy has moved in with her aunt, but still keeps in contact with Flash, who knows that she has still been operating as Mania and that he needs to figure out how all of this is even possible. Flash knows that the time has finally come for him to speak with the Venom symbiote, who for all of this time has never spoken with him, and decides that he will use one of the devices left by the UFOs, which allows one to see their innermost thoughts and consciousness. Flash has nightmares about the Hell Mark on the Venom symbiote, with Venom as a demon lord ruling over a hellish nightmare version of the city, and wakes up to Mania looming over him while he sleeps. She tells him to venom up and follow her, impatient to find the people responsible for her father's death, with Flash still amazed at how quickly she's bonded with the symbiote, and having no idea how to take care of this girl that he's now completely responsible for. Flash then gets a call from Katie Kiernan and takes off for Texas, telling Mania to sit tight and that when he returns, they'll take down Lord Ogre once and for all. Mania has other plans though and attacks one of Lord Ogre's nightclubs instead, and when they mistake her for Venom, she tells them that she's the devil himself. She is Mania. Easily taking down his hired supervillains, Mania turns her sights on Ogre, who claims to not be scared of her but still runs away when faced with the prospect of fighting without his henchmen. Meanwhile, Venom has found out that he is no longer marked to be a potential Hell Lord, and that there are those out there hunting those who are, which you guessed it, is now Mania and her clone symbiote. Alone and unaware of bearing the Hell Mark, Mania is hunted by the supervillain Crossbones, and a contingency of men who have been capturing and skinning alive anyone who bears the mark. Mania continues her hunt for Lord Ogre, and when she finds him, he tells her that he wears a chemical weapon that upon his death will detonate and kill countless people. But to his terror, Mania doesn't care, and is willing to call his bluff and kill him anyway. Agent Venom bursts in and tackles Ogre out of the way, going into full dad mode and chastising Mania for taking that chance. But when she tells him that he is not her father, he literally shrinks from how much it hurt him. While they're distracted, Crossbones, the Wizard Master Mayhem, and an entire army of men show up to kill Mania and take her Hellmark, and Master Mayhem releases an army of demons who attack Venom and Mania, and rip Lord Ogre to pieces, setting off the chemical weapon in his chest, which Venom flings into the portal in Master Mayhem's chest, disabling him and leaving them surrounded by a horde of demons, which Mania quickly finds out she is able to command, turning the demons against Crossbones and escaping with Venom into the night. Flash finally decides that the time has come. He has to speak to the Venom symbiote and get answers. Using the UFO's stolen device, Flash is thrown into a world of his own memories, and hears the voice of the Venom symbiote for the first time. It asks Flash if he even knows why the Venom symbiote is still here, that the symbiote gave him legs when he had none. It purged the Hellmark and the demon it carried from him, that it had protected Flash. It had always protected him. And what did the symbiote get from Flash in return? He feared it, he drugged it, he heard it time and time again, until every time that Flash needed it. This is the only moment from the symbiote's perspective in the entire Agent Venom series, and holds one of the greatest impact of the entire run of the character, as it continues to tell Flash that the demon was working his way into their souls, taking them over, and that they had expelled the disease before it was too late. Shocked back into reality, Flash is dumbfounded by what he just experienced, but knowing Andy is now in the same danger his symbiote saved him from by creating her, he tells her that they have to make a deal with the devil. They summon the demon Mephisto, who is amused at Flash contacting him and totally willing to just have a little chat. And he reveals to Venom and Mania that her symbiote is indeed the clone of Venom that the real symbiote had absorbed, and that when the real Venom symbiote knew the Hellmark was a danger to itself and Flash, it used the clone of itself as a host for the Hellmark and expelled it onto Mania. Before they're able to get any more answers from Mephisto, Crossbones and his army of men, machines, and demons burst into the room, which Mania fights off while Venom squares off with Crossbones, reminiscing about his life and how he wanted the fame and glory of being a sports star. He had wanted to be a superhero. He had wanted to serve his country, but what he never wanted to be was a father. But while Andy isn't technically his daughter, he knows that she is his responsibility, and that anyone who wants to do her harm has to go through him first. While Mania and Venom fight off Crossbones' army, Mephisto uses Master Mayhem to summon the Monsters of Evil, a group of giant monsters possessed by demons, which are now Mania's to command. With the Monsters of Evil, Crossbones' army is quickly defeated, and the two symbiotes turn back to Mephisto and demand that he remove the Hellmark from Mania. But he tells them that he needs her, and that he needs Flash to act as her guardian, telling them that the deal was never made with Flash Thompson, but with the symbiote itself, leaving Flash to comfort his new daughter and once again remark on how through all the things he's gone through, he's still amazed at how his life turned out in the end. This heartfelt moment marked the ending of the Agent Venom solo series, an incredible new Hallmark series for the symbiote characters, one that blew away all expectations and created a number of amazing new characters and interpretations of characters, and right before it ended used the existing Venom continuity in an amazing way and created Mania, a great symbiote character who I really hope we'll see more of in Marvel Comics in the future. So that wraps up the origin of Mania. If you like this video and want to see more comic histories on the symbiotes as well as a ton of other great comic book characters, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Mania, Flash Thompson's run as Agent Venom, and what you'd like to see in future videos. Also, make sure to subscribe to my gaming channel, RNS Gaming, like and follow us on Facebook, check out the links in the video and in the description below for more comic history.